Alrighty, today I'm going to show you guys this Futelo MIG 145. Please excuse the audio being different than my voice. My microphone when I was filming really messed up. So let's pull everything out of this box and see what it came with. It came with the wrench and a couple of tips along with the manual in there. Got the tips in the back, and then we've got a little pair of gloves. They're thin, but honestly, when I was actually welding, spoiler alert, I didn't feel the heat, so I was impressed. We've got our MIG head in this bag, and then the second bag to come out, we've got a stick head along with your ground clip setup. Now this one only has the ability to run the ground clip in the positive because you are running a Flux Core wire, so you actually run the ground clip wrong. But we're going to just do MIG today. The stick setup is there. It actually came with sticks as well, 5 sticks to be able to weld with stick, and I actually have never welded with stick. And then we've got our MIG Flux Core wire in this nice silver packaging. These wheels are stuff you can buy at other places too, which is the good thing, because you can buy the consumables. The tip looks normal, all the stuff looks normal. The gas shield cover is a little weird because it just pulls off, as I'll show you in a little bit here, but it's not bad. This little thing is nice and small. It's like a 12-inch by 6-inch by 6-inch box, so it's very small. And let's pop open the side, I think is what we're going to do next, and show you guys. They did include some things inside of it, so before you put the wire in, you're going to have to remove, you've got your wire brush, and then it's a decent wire brush, and then you've got some glasses. And these glasses in this 145, honestly, I don't think I'd weld with, guys. They're not even dark enough to really do much. It's like a sunglass. So that would be the thing I wish the brand would give us a much better pair of glasses. I'm going to be using this lighter, smaller welder like this as a mobile thing, and I would be fine with the pair of glasses if I felt they were actually protecting my eyes. So first thing you got to do is put in the leads. I make sure that I put in the MIG lead first, but the negative, we're just going to pop into the negative, and it just twists in. So push and twist, and it goes about half a turn, tightening like a screw. And then we have the MIG setup, and you're going to put in the MIG. Man, what did I say there? It's negative. That's what I was saying. That's going on the positive. So anyway, same thing. You're going to twist it about a turn, maybe a half a turn. And then you got to put this little controller in. That's what controls the wire speed. And yeah, so essentially we need to run the wire all the way up to this tip. So what we're going to do is put the wire in. So the way the wire is held in on these is interesting. It's not a typical thread in thing that's tightened up. It's this little clamp thing. So you just pop the cover off the wire, and then you're going to take it out of its little hook. And the only other thing I grabbed was my pair of cutters. We don't want to use that hook because that's not going to slide through the tube very well to get it out to the end. So in here, we're going to like push and turn, loosening, lefty-loosey, about a quarter turn. And then you're going to have a spring that comes off and then a little spacer, and that's all going to go in. What I just undid is the clamp on the wire itself to help feed it. And what we're going to do is put the wire into the little thing that it kind of looks like a spring or a threaded piece of metal with a hole, and it goes through and it's going to go across that little wheel. You can see, you'll understand this when you're looking at it. And there's a little wheel with grooves, and it's going to go across that wheel into the other side of the thing that looks like a spring again, and that is where your outside lead is put. You're going to put that spacer back on, and it's keyed so it can only go one way, and then you're going to put the spring back in, and once you get the spring back in, you're just going to put the little cap back on it with kind of that quarter turn click. Excuse that you can't hear some of the noises. Like I said, I got a voice over here, so you can tighten that feeder thing, but a lot of times it really doesn't need to be, and this one didn't need to be tightened. So The switch was really hard to turn on the first time, but it got on. And then you just let it turn on for a second, click the handle, all of a sudden you'll start hearing it, and here we go. So I can feel the wires moving back in there, and the wire has to run all the way through and up to there. So I've got the wire speed all the way up, and I was just kind of like playing with the nozzle there. The gas shield on these, it doesn't even need it because it's Flux Core. So these ones are just kind of a press on, so super budget, you know, setup. And yeah, so I'm playing with the wire speed. You can hear the wire going faster and slower, and then so wire speed is on the left if you're looking at it, and the temperature that you're going to weld at is on the right. You can start feeling the wire come close, and then sometimes it's not going to pop out the end. So this one didn't pop out the end, so I took it off, took out the tip, and it kind of sprung forward, hit the trigger again, and then ran it through the tip myself. So there's threads, and the wire has to go like in the right spot to get through the tip, and sometimes it doesn't run through. So don't be afraid of that. Just pop the tip off and put it on. But yeah, there we are. Cut it off pretty close, and we are pretty much ready to weld. I've got my clamp already clamped to the table. If you're welding something for the first time, you need to have the clamp clamped to the same piece of metal somehow that you're welding. It doesn't need to be right next to it, but if you're welding something, you set metal on metal with the clamp on it, like I do on this welding table. That works great, but if you don't have a ground, it's not going to weld. So using these gloves, I wanted to show you guys, you know, using everything. These are not the best quality gloves. You can see there's strings all over them and this and that and the other thing. And I got big old hands. They don't hardly fit. But I can tell you, I didn't feel the heat. So pretty excited about that. I mean, that's a big deal. So putting these things on, now we are ready to weld here. Gonna get my mask out. Like I said, I do not like those glasses at all. I'd like to be able to see when we're done with this. So here's some welding noises for you. Crackle, crackle, crackle. 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 Yeah, that, I don't know. That type of stuff. It's really annoying that my mic did not work so you guys could hear this thing. This one actually was really smooth at this. This one's really interesting. Whatever handle you move is what shows up on the screen. So there's a single screen on this, and whatever handle you move shows up on the screen. So I needed to turn the wire up a little bit, but this is the first weld with that one, and I'm not too angry about it. For a Flux Core weld, that thing does not look that bad at all. Let's go back, turn the wire speed up, turn the heat all the way up on this puppy, and let's see what it can actually do. This is 1/4 inch that we're going into. That little triangle is 1/4, and then the base is 3/16. As I weld, and you guys can't hear it, I'll just tell you, I'm extremely impressed with this little thing. For the size, for all of this, the reasons that we know that we're looking at these, this is it. It pushed my expectations for sure. I did not expect it to have clean welds. It actually probably welds better than the welder I started with. Look at that. So that second stack, let's clean this thing off. You guys can see it. I got some pretty good dimes in this. With a Flux Core, guys. I mean, geez, all the spatter and stuff, it's flux, so it's never going to be clean. But yeah, look at that. Like, I would run that weld. I'd run that weld on something scary. Flux Core penetrates super well. This little welder seems to have excellent heat. It seems to feed the wire consistently once you get it figured out. It does feed it fast at the top of it. So, like I said, I had to pull it down on one of them that I was testing. But overall, I'm extremely impressed. I'm extremely grateful for the company for sending it to me to check out, and I would highly recommend this little welder. It is a really, really, really impressive piece, and I would 100% recommend that for a great starter unit.